In fact, to consolidate his claim to the throne of the Franks, Charlemagne had himself married a Merovingian princess. After the death of Dagobert the second, the Merovingian bloodline continued in the personage of Sigisbert IV, who fled to the south of France, to the village of Rennes-le-Château in Races. Sigisbert assumed the name of the planter, which means sapling or branch, and the title of the Count of Races, Planter, evolved into the surname Planter. Then that's one last name. Then there are a few other generations, and Sigebert VI, known as Ursus. From this lineage came the Blanchefort family, who gave 3 centuries later a Templar Grand Master. So there are two different family names, right? One is Planter, the other one is Blanchefort. So, according to the latest documents, the Merovingian dynasty is now alive in the Planter family. Okay. Okay, so today is the 31st, Monday, July 31st, last day, and tomorrow will be August 1st, which is the 14th day of the 5th month in Enoch calendar, full moon into Wednesday, August 2nd. So we have entered into the Most High watch time again this whole week. Let's see, and the end of summer next Monday, August 7th, and actually the beginning of fall, the first day of autumn, next Tuesday, August 8th. It's the 21st day of the 5th month. So it's also a high watch day then. It's the 21st day. So, since July is the last day of summer, so it's really interesting time right now. And so I've been thinking about the possible candidates for the Antichrist, because the Antichrist should be the descendant of Satan, right? And even Sophia, you will never know. So not everybody knows, but a lot of people already know that the 13 families, they are the direct descendants of Satan. So I think only from their families, because they are at the highest ranking of everything. They control everything. So, and among the 13, who's the highest, the top level? So I've been thinking it could be the Merovingian family, because it looks like they are the only one, considered as a royal blood, because they rule Europe back then. They ruled France, Germany, and UK. I think a little bit of Austria too. I'm not so sure, I think. But anyway, and uh, so they, with that said, because nobody knows what's going on with them, really, like, on a regular basis. Because when they list the 13 families, they haven't list um, their current last names. They still list their original name, Merovingian. So after all these times, they've been, you know, disguising themselves for this period of time by using different last names. I found out that not only one, but like a few of them. So, if you understand the concept of their world, you will understand that the ones that you rarely heard of are the ones that at the highest level, the top level. So even though like a lot of people say, Rothschild should be, it looks like the Rothschild family is the family that rule the 13 families. They looks like they are on the top of the rest of the 12. Because they own so many businesses, and their name is like transformed from this and that. But I bet to differ because we heard of this family like, you know, pretty much not every day, but like every now and then. And we pretty much like know their fabricated background story about their family several times, tons of times. And of course, some part of the story is true and part of the story is fabricated, right? They will never tell you the whole truth. So with that said, we still heard of them like occasionally, like I don't know, few years, a few times a year. It's like pretty often to me. So I don't think they are the one like um, on the top level among the 13 families. I don't think so because, like you've heard of Rockefeller, like they just right there. You don't have to heard of it. Their family, so I don't think they are at the top level as well, and as well as JF Kennedy family. They very popular, and so and Lee family in Hong Kong and China. So they very well known, but nobody knows. Not nobody knows. Just a small percentage of people know the Lee family is with the 13 families and is the direct descendant of Satan. So that's that. And DuPont, because of their businesses, Collins, because again the Collins dictionary, the businesses. So, but less heard of compared to Kennedy, Rockefeller, Rothschild, and Lee. But I found that Merovingian bloodline is just disappeared. Like they no longer tell you who they are anymore. And you really need to like do some research and found out they have several different last names. So that makes me think of they probably, most, I cannot say most likely. It's highly possible that the Antichrist will pick from their family instead of the other 12. And according to their history too, they rule the like pretty much a really like, I don't want to say half of the Europe, but like they have a really good grasp of Europe, like ever since. And I'm sure they still are because they disguise themselves in different uh, last names. And I'm sure they still have like really high positions in different countries, different industries, and not only political in this like aspect, right? Not only like governments in different governments. Um, and we've never heard of really like St. Clair is one of their last names. Planted, that like, but they're not like really like an everyday topic to talk about, like Rockefeller, Rothschild, DuPont, right? Um, Lee, So that's is that because the bloodline they are directly as descendant. And one more thing is, Napoleon, King Arthur, and that these two are prominent characters in the past, and they were, you know, descendants as well. So, um, and also, like people, there are two groups of people. Um, like they like to do, people. Okay, so anyway, one is saying DT and the other one is saying OB, but like for that small percentage of people divided into two groups because I think people think about these two candidates because they are from US first of all, and second of all, you know they're from US, and these two people tend to publicly fight against each other. So it's like what a show, right? But I want to like remind you guys that if you're into this topic and you're one of the two groups, I would like to inform you, not inform, remind you that they have the front man to this divert people's attentions, and the front man also put their plans into places and pave the way for the future plans. That's what the front men do. So, for example, like in politics, the government, like presidents, kings, queens, prince, princess, or whatever, and then in the technology industry, the top levels, the famous people, And then in entertainment business, the popular celebrities, and you get what I'm trying to say, in different area. Um, so they consider as frontmen, and their job is to deceive people and distract people from what is really important and what is really happening behind the scene, and also put their plans in actions. So they are the executors. So for example, DT like put US into the first stage of Mark of the Beast, and also put the majority of the Americans into psychological traumas because of the shutdown of the whole country. So now they are, I think, at 95% of controllable rate because after this psychological trauma. And on top of that, they've already received the first part of the Mark of the Beast. The Mark of the Beast complete in stages. So the potion is the first stage, and also is for the future. It's like more controllable, more easily to implant the second stage. They've already started to alter their gene DNA in their body and alter them physically and spiritually. So that's what DT do, and then the OB is mainly distract people, and break the U.S. economy over his tenure as a so-called president, and also continue to distract people, like every move he makes, he tends to be like make it absolutely obvious so that people will follow his news, right? That's what they do, right? And I don't have to explain the celebrities, right? They are here to distract people and put their plans into place. Anyway, so that's that I want to discuss. And so I don't want to say like I 100% believe the YouTube channel Prophetic Dreams and Visions from My Lovely Jesus, but I'm sure that's I don't know what is the percentage of truth and um, lies, but um, there's significant percentage of truth in there. So, so the YouTuber, she had several dreams about the Antichrist, but of course, she's not allowed to say it out loud who that person is. But she described that Antichrist is short black hair, wavy, and light skin color, which is white skin color, and his wife, for public eye only, is supposed to be taller, much taller than him. So I believe that's really possible because right now the trend is the woman is bigger or much taller than the man. That's the trend right now. So I can see that it's not a lie or fabricated thing. unbelievable thing, at all. And so okay, so that is what I want to share right now, because from my point of view, like from my understanding, the best candidate could be from the Merovingian bloodline.